I am actually joined by two amazing people this time, not just one. So say hello and welcome. This is Merel Kriegsman and her hubby, Keith. Yay! It's so good to see you. So what we're doing here today is, this is another epic success story. And what I'm excited to do is to talk with you about the amazing Merel. And I'm going to let you do a little introduction for yourself because you are actually a wordsmith and I know you know how to say what you are. But what I want to say is that it has just been an honor to witness working with you because I can see all the potential and saw all of your bright star. And then I get it when sometimes things get crunchy or you have the big dream and the big dream's over here and you're over here and how do we get there? So it's been fun to kind of just watch you go. So Merel, tell us who you are. Introduce yourself, introduce hubby, and let's share who you are to the world.
Perfect. So I'm Merel Kriegsman. I am a conversion copywriter, and I'm also newly moving into being a business mentor to female entrepreneurs. So exciting stuff going on. I still run a really successful high-end kind of copy studio and serve my clients that way. I help influencers sell out their events and their high-end ticket kind of things, and it's awesome and I love it. And then I also I have a really big heart for those female entrepreneurs that have a beautiful gift or they have something beautiful to sell but they don't know how to sell it, and I teach them how to do that through copy and messaging and positioning, and we just align them and then they start making money like crazy. Most thing ever. I just love it.
It's so true. It's so true.
And this is my incredible husband, Keith. Without him, I wouldn't be doing what I do. He is totally the backbone of just like me being able to do this. So much support and just being there for me. And he works in my business. He is just like the person who runs our house, basically, our household. So that's why he's here.
Yeah, I've gone from main income earner to supporter.
Yeah. It's amazing. And this is also why I wanted you guys to be here together, because one of the things I know that has been a shared story that you and I share, that a lot of my clients who come to me share, is I am also sole provider and my hubby is the stay-at-home dad and he runs the ship. And I think, number one, I have so much respect for the folks who are in a support role because it is actually a partnership role. And I think sometimes support and front facing are seen as in different spaces, but I know you value what your husband brings to the table and I value what my husband brings and vice versa for the wives. But to be able to create a business where you guys can be around your munchkins, you've got two little ones, you have a household that's flourishing and functioning, and you're actually living your business. So what I want you to tell everybody is, where was your business when we first connected? Because this is also another fun thing is, this is Merel and I, this is our second time working together. So I want you to share where your business was the first time we worked together, a big insight that you gained while we worked together, and then we'll go from there. Does that feel cool?
That feels awesome. Yeah. So the first time I came around, I was just, I saw some stuff that you were doing in your group and I was just like, awesome. Like, I smell some money here, I smell bucks. This is awesome. That's always that I follow. So, I did the intensive with you and the incubator, and it was just like, I think we're both high quick start. So you were basically just planting these ideas in my head, like, what if you had like a 25K offer, and what if you had and just like making that stretch in my mind was just like all I needed to just start like, trying it out on sales calls. I'm always like pretty ballsy, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just try it, and people can say no, and that'll be it, right? Like.
And what happened when you tried out that little, I say little, it's fun to talk numbers with you, Merel, because I say little for 25,000 and you say little for 25,000. But what happened when you went to that place to try to just test it out?
Yeah, so I you were talking about like you have to have a little offer, and then the one in the middle that kind of is like the bread and butter of your business, and then you throw a really huge offer in the mix just to make the other offer, sound like it's super reasonable. And then so I listed my offers and really described how awesome they were, and she just said like, I'll do it, like awesome, I'll take the 25K. And I was just like, okay. you know, and that's happened a few times since then. So it's just you allowed me to stretch my mind as to what's possible, right? So just hearing you talk about those bigger numbers just suddenly made me feel way more comfortable owning that in my business. And the fact is that when you show up that way on sales calls, people actually start buying.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
It was awesome and fun to watch too, because I could tell you had that big ability to stretch. And I think sometimes what's taught in our online sphere is that you start here and then you go here and then you go here. And then for anyone who's like us, we're high quick starts. We just want to jump, jump, jump. And there are ways to jump fast that serve you. And I think there's sometimes we get into the quick start mode where we just start jumping and it doesn't. And I love that you took taking in a high ticket offer as a way for you to create that fast jump versus attempting to do a big launch. Because here's what's really awesome is you are in a moment of pivot, which I love. And usually what happens is when we're doing one thing and we want to stretch and grow to something else, most people, they will burn down the one thing, like just get rid of it, or they will just go into a place where they're crunchy trying to do it and forcing the other one. There's just this discomfort, and you're doing things entirely different. So I want you to talk about, number one, what had you come back into Container to work with me again? And also, what was it that you really envisioned and saw that you wanted? And we'll talk a little bit of how we put that together for you.
Yes. So the reason I came back was because I was functioning at this like really high level with like big packages with my client, working with like really high level influencers. And I just felt like I need a confidant, like somebody I can go to and just like talk about things and like what would you do in this situation, right? So it was like the strategic part, and then also simply like having somebody there that I can go to as I'm like ascending into like this huge role and like visibility online. That is just like worth so much money to me. And it's like I haven't regretted it at all. But there's like multiple times that I popped into right now I'm in Limitless Leave. So popped into the group and said things like, yeah, things are really great, but this feels really sucky and I can't put my finger on it. And then you're there for me, and that is such a, like, gives me such a sense of security, and also being able to leave without feeling like I'm all on my own. If I fall, that there's nobody there but me, right? It's like, no, there is then a support network somewhere where I can go to find myself again, to kind of restructure things, and then move forward into like the next leap. Do that stuff.
I love that you say that. Oh, Keith, what did you want to share?
She said, look, I really need to have a coach. And I said, absolutely, go do it. The money this and the money that. But Merel will obviously talk to me because I'm her spouse, and we talk about the business and so on. And there's only so much help I can give. As a guy, I want to solve her problems.
I'll fix it, honey.
That's exactly the wrong route to take. I can't fix it, and I shouldn't try to, because I'm not the expert. And I can be her sounding board, and she can talk to me. But boy, when she said, yeah, it's time for me to get a coach, I was like, yes, do it. No questions asked.
I love that. And this is so powerful, because I want actually everyone to hear this, because one of the things that I teach is how to support someone to say yes when they might want to check in or talk to a spouse before they say yes. And I want you guys to all see and hear this. Like, there's no accident that Keith is here, because he is reflecting how supportive he is of Merel. And I find that 9 times out of 10, when an entrepreneur wants to grow and is really solid and gets what they're doing and they're ready for a mentor, and I think when they're choosing mentors, you really want to catch somebody who either is doing what you want to do, so you go follow their path, or somebody who has a skill that you're looking to leapfrog into. I want you guys all see and hear that Keith was ready, willing, able, and like on board. Like, honey, go do what you need to do, because it serves the entire family. So I want you guys to hear and feel that the overcoming the I need to talk to my husband objection, 9 times out of 10, the spouse is on board when you step up in confidence. And Merel, you show that, like, having a safe space is so critical. I talk about it as the dip. We've all, I mean, I have this. I had this earlier this week where everything's going great, everything's going swimmingly, and something knocks you off. But when you have a supportive container, it's more like, boom, ooh, we're back.
A 20-minute bump versus like a 72-hour, like.
Well, it doesn't have to throw the family into crisis either.
Yes.
Having a mentor is just fundamentally essential.
Yeah.
Okay, Keith, you can be on all of my calls, all of my lives. Just stand here and say having a mentor is fundamental, which is also why, well, I remember, Merel, one of the first times I met you, I was just like, I can see you have more to give beyond doing copy behind the scenes for folks. And I kept seeing this vision of you stepping up to mentor others. You have the ability to not just do the work for a select few, you really desire for more. So tell us what this has looked like for you to pivot, because you're not, I know a lot of times we see people online, they're like, I was doing this and now I'm doing that. What you've really done is, what is your core competency and how do we create leverage streams with it? And how do we create leverage programs in a way for you to work with many people? So I'd love to hear how you made some choices to make some changes. And then I want to like just hint the fact, and it's in the title, you sold out your program without like craziness. So tell us all about it.
Well, there was some behind it, like Keith will disagree. There's like, I need a landing page, like right now, you know, like stuff like that. But overall, like it just like went really, really smoothly. So I'll just go back a little bit in time. So, you know, I used to be a performer, so I have this ability to enjoy being visible and being on the stage, and to like that, and also to teach. So that has always been part of who I am, and so I'm really excited to see that starting to like come out. And as you said, like this sounds like I'm doing the behind the scenes work for people, and it's wonderful. But now I want to use the craft that I have honed to do the thing that I really want to do, which is helping women, you know, align themselves and make lots of money. Like that. That is why I started. You know, yes, shimmy. I felt so compelled to put that offer out there. You know, coming from a family where women don't know how to sell and don't know how to put their stuff into words that people understand and want to buy. It's like I feel this like almost like karmically called to like step up and break that chain. And so this has my heart. You know, like this is what I love to do. But instead of just cutting off the other thing, I think one can serve the other. And I also always say, like, let's phase one fund phase two. Like with my girls, it's like, you know, everyone wants to launch, right? They do these big programs and they think I can just launch this big thing and then have a long form sales page and a funnel and Facebook ads, and then they go into debt. They don't have the success that they want. It's like there were so many women coming to me with like failed launch experiences that I was just like, you don't need to launch at all right now. You don't even need a sales page. Like let's just go back to the basics, learn the words that you need to speak to start enrolling people one-on-one, and then perhaps with a small sales page. So it's just like really setting them up to thrive within that phase one, so that then they have the money to like amplify successful phase one into successful phase two. So I did that with myself too, right? So instead of just cutting off what was already really successful and working for me, I am using that to make the new thing really, really awesome, to have the funding there, to build beautiful things around it, and to have, like, for example, this week I sent all my participants a book and, you know, things. It's just like, it's awesome because the money is there. And then also, I just freaking love my craft. Like I pay a copy coach, like, you know, up to $1,000 a month just to help me become better at what I do. I think it's so beautiful, even when you step up as a mentor, to still say, no, with my craft, my mastery that I bring to the table is copy and selling through, you know, words, and keep holding that and keep playing with that and not get rusty and just be in that mentor role, but like have it kind of like cross-pollinate. That makes sense.
I freaking love this. I mean, this is again, Merel, why I just adore working with you is we have such a similar philosophy on how we approach business. And same, it's you take what is working and you amplify it to have your business, a whole arm of your business able to fund your life. And then you can play and have fun. And you know that that's how money shows up when you're in high vibration, when you feel excited about who you want to work with. And I love that you've really attached your vision and your passion into your business. And I know that that is why the people are showing up. They want to work with you because you are coming from such a solid place and you are showing up. I know it's a buzzword, authentically, but it really is the best way to say it. It is you being at your highest in self, and it is allowing you to change things. You've got two little munchkins who are going to learn. As my son says to me, it's like, you're a businesswoman. And I was like, that's right.
Yeah, it's so sweet. Like my girls, they just come in and they want to like, you know, type on my keyboard and then play with money and talk about their clients and you know, a whole new paradigm that we're living into. And Keith and I definitely had some struggles this fall with like figuring out the whole new kind of balance in our relationship with me like rising so quickly in my business.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely, you know, we're blazing trails here as women. But you know, now in my, I don't know about you, but it's like more and more. Like, you know, I used to have one example of a really successful sole breadwinner woman, and she inspired me. It was like, oh, this is actually possible, right? And now I have already like at least 6 or 7 in my environment that are doing this, and husbands like stepping up into like this incredible like supporting force in their life, and like honestly, you know, you were talking about like husbands supporting or spouses supporting, you know, their wife, and it's like honestly, like from the very beginning, like I remember when Keith and I wanted to do B school like in 2014, and we were in debt at that point, and it was like $2,000 going further into debt, and like I had to like pay my way through that by simply like doing odd jobs like babysitting and scrubbing toilets. But you know, it was just like for you were just so supportive, Keith. Yeah, like with every single business move that I made, it was just like, no, of course we're going to do this. Of course we're going to take the risk. Of course, you know, you're going to rock this, and that is just essential. That is so essential.
We just found ways to make it work.
Yeah. And that's the truth. Like when you go into alignment, when you take steps together, when you are both on the same path, like this, like I hear you guys saying it's a question I actually get a lot. And I'm sure Merel, you probably hear this too, which is how do you deal with all the pressure of it being on your shoulders? And the funny thing is, I actually don't feel like the pressure's on my shoulders. Like you don't see my hubby sitting beside me. We'll just pretend like he's right here. But he's here. And when I go downstairs and I talk, or he brings me food, I think we've all been on a call where somehow magically a hand comes out and there's a plate of food. And that is an us and a we thing. And this is why it's important. Like this is my passion. And I know you and I share this, which is to change the lives of not just women, but their whole families. And so I'm excited about, there is something I want to highlight because Merel, you did something really, really strategic and important, which was not just to hold on to this copy arm of your business. Again, this is your craft. This is your mastery. I love, you know, I've talked about how I sell with like verbal and you sell with written, but they crisscross so freaking well. Yeah. They're like same, but that you held on to that. And then you also did a little testing. And that's what's been really fun to watch is this new program that you put out and sold out, like, hello, here you go, sell it out. It was a little tiny beta to decide, do I like to gather people? And you charged for it. And then after that worked, we talked and you made a little tweak or two, and then it became a little something different. And when it landed, when you put it out, there was no way that it wouldn't sell out. So I just really want to highlight what you did there, because that was a smart path. And we really wanted you to be on that so that you could have the success that you're having right now.
Yeah, it's really again about like there's phase 1 and there's phase 2 and etc. Right? So phase 1 was just simply allowing myself to play and have this like space and have women come to me and learn from me. And I did charge for it because I think, and you taught me this too, it's like women show up completely differently. And I actually believe that you can't say you've run a beta unless you've charged for one, like significantly, because it's just completely different. It's like then you've actually tested whether people are willing to pay money for it, which is of course really essential if you want to launch it. Right?
Business, it requires money and clients.
Yeah.
Don't you think that people, if they pay for something, they're invested in it?
Totally.
If they don't pay for something, there's that certain something missing, that investment in themselves. That's
It's true.
So those first 2 rounds that I kind of did behind the scenes, they offered me the confidence and the social proof. I had lovely screenshots from like, and then I was ready to really take it to the next level. And what was really paramount was the retreat that we did in Washington. And those big sheets, by the way, have been hanging on the wall for the last few weeks. Them up. We look at them every day. People walk into your house and they're like, "What is that?" Like,
it's my empire.
And so you know, it said like the number there and like how many people I wanted to have in there, and then you also counseled me to pre-sell some spots, which really helped me because I had already sold like 6 or 7 spots by the time I went into my launch. So I had my good goal already achieved. So I was just showing up for my better and best, which is like, oh my God, that would have felt so good. It was just so good. And so I did a bit of like, we talked about it. It's like how you know, I know this is funny. So I came to you because at one point I was doing live and I was popping the link and it was just like, Laura, I need to get a little bit more organized. So just be like a little bit more organized. Like this is great, but I just need a little more structure, which is like a fun thing to say, right? Like between quick starts, like
the structure serves us. It's so much fun working with quick starts because I never have to encourage you to take action. You're going to take action like crazy, but when we line it up, like, and I love rigid flexibility. It's where you take a concept and you know what you can adapt, because high quick starts usually break systems, but when we give some strategy, it's just easy. You can then know what you're doing, as opposed, because you can throw spaghetti at the wall, Merel, and you're going to sell and it's going to work. But when you have a plan and you know what meal you're preparing, it's delightful as you do it and it works.
It's such a big win. So, you know, we just thought up on the fly, like, okay, let's do it about like selling high end, because that's, you know, that's, I love selling high end stuff. So, so the landing page was like how to sell high end, even if you're just starting out or nobody knows your name. That was like the cool. And the sales page converted at 60%. It was just like everybody just wanted to be a part of it. So people were super excited. I just started planting, like, you know, stay tuned, like it's gonna be awesome. And then of course all the systems broke, all the links were fucked up, like, you know, nothing worked, and it was all fine. I just kept going. I was just like, I don't care, like I'm just gonna show up on my page and people will find.
It's true though. So this is actually really important. What Merel did was keep going. This is the only time I find that entrepreneurs fall down is when they quit. And what I love working with clients just like you, Merel, is that as you're going, you're going to naturally keep yourself going. But if something does feel off, you can reach out and we'll come up with another way. But your stick-to-itiveness, like I'm not going to quit. It doesn't matter if stuff doesn't perfectly work. That's why people keep showing up to work with you.
Yes. And it's just like hugely inspiring to women. Just like, oh, everything broke down, but you still did it. Like that, they love that. They want to have a part of that. So, so I did my Facebook lives, and you know, the finale was just like, let me give you a full breakdown of like a high-end sales page, which also happens to be my sales page.
Transparency in selling. It's my favorite thing. Teach and do at the same time. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so much fun. And then it's just like the funnel just cracked so hard. It was just awesome. So I did a special offer, as you said. Like if you book within the next couple of hours, you know, that turns into a yes, you get this extra little thing from me. And just people booked right away. I woke up the next day and my whole first half of the week was full of sales calls, just like bang, 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 bang. And then I just sold out my program. And so I made over 50K. And then all the additional sales because I was visible.
That's it.
I was doing, so the podcasts and training series in other people's communities, I just like, you know, 7, 8 things lined up kind of to create more buzz and have people find me and talk about me. And so at least 20 to 30K in like additional people that just wanted to book VIP days with me. And so like huge month, like biggest sales month ever.
Yeah. And this is the game changer. This is what I love to teach my clients is that when you're out there getting ready to sell the thing, whatever the program is, whatever the offer, that's the thing you're marketing and selling. But we want you to always have other offers available. So when magical person comes around and they're not a fit for this, boop, they can pop into a different thing. Or by the fact that you're being super duper visible, Merel, you've created something so strong because there's going to be someone who's going to come along and be like, I don't want to learn how to do it. You just do it for me. And you have that service as well. And that is just, this is a really smart and solid business. And I think I'm allowed to say I'm proud of you. That's a good thing to say because it's fun to watch it. And, but here's the best part of all. This is kind of still just the beginning.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
There's so much more. Okay. Shimmy, shimmy. Keith, you're just going to have to deal with me do the shimmies. So I want to thank you guys so much for showing up to show how you're actually being. Like, this is real life. This is real stuff. And what I want to do is invite everybody who's watching this. If you feel inspired by Merel, if you feel inspired by what you hear, I want you to grab a little PDF. We're going to pop a link in here. This is called the Epic Scale Guide. What's awesome about this is exactly the techniques that Merel used to sell out her offers and have her copywriting business going. This works for all service-based entrepreneurs. There are only 5 simple steps because how do we like it, Merel? We like it easy. We like it simple. And if you want to know how to uniquely match to you, and I think this is really important because what Merel did and why it worked, it was a perfect fit for her. It matched her audience, the way she likes to serve people, how she functions in her home, having the support of her husband, taking time with her kiddos. Like, we crafted together what matched for her. And what I want you to know is if you want that kind of success, we can craft that to match you. So go ahead and grab my Epic Scale Guide. Make sure you follow Merel. She is a woman on the rise, knowing what she's doing and doing it very well. And I just want to thank you both for taking time and send everyone off into their day with a farewell. So thank you so much, Merel. Thank you so much, Keith. Oh, did you have one more to say?
One last thing. It's just like, honestly, like that is so essential. What makes you like the coach for me, and I'm sure the coach for so many women that are tuning in, is that it is customized. It's not like cookie cutter. Like we are in a group together with like 7, 8, 10 women, and like every single person gets a specific strategy that works for their, you know, Colby kind of like personality, you know, that's like a test that we all do.
The Colby.
And so I think that is what makes you so unique. It's like completely customized to each individual, which makes them in turn then like shine in their own unique special way. And that's what I see in your groups, and that's why I wanted to be part of your world and be coached by you.
Okay, so I need to learn how to do these where I can actually give hugs to everybody. Merel, I love you. You're amazing. It's so good to be in connection with you. Thank you for sharing this, and thank you for saying that, because that is the key. Like, this is my magic sauce. Is I could have 5 or 10 copywriters in a group, and you guys would all be doing different things, and they would all be working for you because it is custom. So thank you for highlighting that. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're wonderful. And Keith, I'm so proud of you for being here on this call too. Thank you for showing the world how partnership actually works. I really appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.